one of the things I wanted to do is introduce somebody who is one of our longest and most stalwart stand members. Someone who has been fighting the fight for many, many years. Someone who is a large property owner in the inaugural site. And someone who will be 101 in January. Wow. He's 100 years old. And
fantastic.
Mr. Rudis has observed politics for many, many years. You know, I've seen many politicians come and go. As a matter of fact, he ran for Congress one time. Matter of fact, he was a personal friend of Mayor Daley's, who was the first Mayor Daley, would come over to his house. So he's been involved in politics. He knows how things work. And he keeps on top of the airport stuff. I talk to Mr. Rudis maybe, once a week or every other week, and he pays attention to what's going on and knows more about what's going on than the majority of people, involved in the whole struggle. So I asked him if he would come by and say a few words today. So I'd like to introduce Anthony Rudis.
Thank you very much, George. Nice to see all the neighbors here and spending a worthy cause. And if I say a few words that don't sound right to you, don't be shocked, because there's a reason for saying what they are. You look at this airport from an American point of view. We're Americans. You hear all these stories about our great country. We got to do this. We got to develop that. I'm all for it. I'm all for the airport if you need it. Remember what I said, the key word is need. To this day, not a single governmental body has come up with a study that says this is why we need it. So then what does it mean? It means the legislature and other governmental bodies are looking for a soft touch to appropriate money, not for the widows and whatnot, but for an airport. Like the current governor says, we need money, we're poor and whatnot. Well, get your act together. You are an intern governor for 6 years. Intern governor means he was a watcher. He was lieutenant governor. You mean to say in 6 years you didn't learn anything about governing? The first thing you did when you came into office was, we're short of money, raise the taxes. The taxpayers had it up to his ears. There's no place to go for more taxes. So therefore they got this airport, yet they got that $110 million in there. That should have never been in the budget to start. Oh, they blamed the unions a lot. At one time in life in America, unions were needed. And maybe they're needed in some categories, but not in the general way to get out into the agriculture area and spread their power and whatnot here, because what they're going to do here is to destroy the economy of many families. Oh, say, they're going to take your place, they're going to give you something. Where are you going to go? And just like that? That's not taken into account. The fat cat politicians are just looking to put in and appoint a committee to study. Yet to this day, there's never been a study published. And that governor we had some years ago, that Republican with that angelic voice, his name slips me at the moment.
Edgar?
Edgar. He started most of this thing about 15 or so years ago. Who told us that? Mary Ann Gerhardt. She's a Republican. She brought us up to the House when we had a meeting. And where's it got us? All these study commissions. No results ever published. Because that's one of those projects that's going to slip in the legislature to big old Ks and whatnot. And I say it's wrong to abuse the taxpayer properly. Well, I say this, as I remember reading the article in the media, and where was it here just the other day, in one of the articles I reviewed in my pile of stuff on the airport, that Jesse Jackson was going to get foreign investors to build it. Sure. Now, if you're going to remain quiet, now I'm not saying that he said it right, but I saw it in the press. Then why in the world do we need home security? Why do we need FBI and whatnot? Because if a foreigner builds that airport in middle America, and he owns it. He's going to bring a jet full of assistants, and these assistants will be what? People will be scattering around America, doing what? Planning a destruction of America. He's the owner of the airport. The agreements would be that. So where Jesse Jackson gets the notion that foreign investment is good, I don't know. It bewilders me. So why do we need home security? Now you see I'm talking through my hat. Go back to September 11th. On that day, get the Fort Lauderdale Sentinel down in Florida. And read it. There's an article because ocean ships, freight ships, stop and dock there to load and unload. I'm reading a small article there. It says 5 crew members of a Pakistani freighter took shore leave and never returned. Now, I say that in terms of internal security. So there are other ports. In Florida, California, how many foreign ships dock? And some of the crew members legitimately say, I want shore leave, but they never come back. So, we ever hear a report from the government on that? No. It's an oversight. They never seen it. So many things in America that I think we have to wake up to. And one of them is the airport here. If what Jackson has said, he has foreign investors. Well, let's say that is the #1 reason why we don't want the airport. We don't need any foreign investment. Let them go through O'Hare or through New York if they're going to bring in some of their fellow citizens, whatever country the investors come from. That's the important thing. And all I can say is, we as Americans have to look at it in a broad sense. If the government proves there's a need, now Muscuda down there in the St. Louis area, they took all over the place. All we needed, they built it. No airplanes flying. Now if you're going to do a so-called expansion, you can carry Indiana. There's Rockford, Illinois. Rockford people, I know some people down there years ago, they wrote an article based on my comments to them. Rockford has a beautiful airport. Even that famous French and English jet that no one that needle nose jet made it. Yeah, they made a visit to Rockford Airport when they first came out. So there's plenty of expansion if you need the space. But to take from scratch a brand new one right here, that's the bad thing. One thing is this, whoever questions Will County politicians, Western Will County is developed fabulously. Plainfield, all that area, big buildings, insurance companies, all that. But Eastern Will County is not. What's the problem with the Will County politicians? See, we have the best representative here in our Katrina Deutsch. She's alert and alive on this thing, but she's 1 out of 35. What about the rest of them? They think about strictly what's going to be good for them. One thing I'd say that people here should take note of this. Mary F. Askew wrote an article, what now, about in 08, I think it was. We had a few newspapers pick it up. When you go to see your doctor, on the wall is a medical certificate from the state of Illinois. You go to see your lawyer, there's a Bar Association medical certificate on there. You go to see your accountant, he passed the exam with qualification. Now if you went to the barber, he had a certificate on the wall, he's qualified. I asked the barber, how come? He said, well, we have to know about hygiene and whatnot and how we handle our tools. So they passed an exam in Springfield to be qualified, those are professions. But be the professional politicians. Just smile and say, and how is your wife? And how are the children? Yeah, I got a problem, send a letter. My secretary will take care of it. And I know when they send a letter, when they get it at the office, in politics, the name is gatekeeper. He opens the mail, just one up here. Everything goes in waste basket. That's the way politics operates. So anyway, you're patient. I hope my word is interpreted correctly. As I said, as Americans, I think all of you agree with progress. I'll just call attention. We built a lot of ammunition plants around the country. Glenmere Airport was built during the war, when they needed it. Today, the same thing applies. If you need it, do it. But if you don't need it, don't waste the taxpayers' money.